friends, Glenda Mollett here, and welcome to my craft room. It is the SSS Super Team event, and I'm so excited. Haven't those projects been amazing? Oh, I love the fact that we don't talk about amongst ourselves of what we're doing, but we always come up with different projects, and today is no exception. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm live over in the Facebook group because I use a streaming um, app and it's not doing it. So why is it not doing it? Ah, there we are. Okay, I'm live. Now I have to, there we go. And one more thing so I can watch the comments. So many things to click and do, and I'm always amazed when it actually works. Hello, Donna. All right. So I have a cool card for you today. Hello, Shauna. And you may have already seen how to do this because it's all over the place, but I thought, why not? Because it's quick and it's easy. You can use any bundle, any designer paper, any contrasting papers. So I'm going to show you a fault line card today. I have 3 samples to show you, and then I'm going to wing it with a new one. Hello, Carissa. So I'd like to welcome you to our SSS Super Team event. I know one of the questions that Shauna did in our pre-warm-up was, what does SSS stand for? We know what it stands for, right, girls? Ladies? Okay. Well, thanks, everybody. All right. I'm not going to say hello personally to everybody because we'll be here till like noon Sunday. So let me flip you around. And I will, first of all, get rid of me because you don't need to see me. You just need to see the goodies, right? So a fault line card. I know Tamara's done this and a couple of the other ladies. It showcases our beautiful designer paper in whatever one you want to use. Pattern, non-pattern. Thanks, Kathy. You can't see it. Kathy commented on my shirt. It's my incentive trip shirt. And isn't my favorite color. Okay. I got rid of that. Come on, focus. There we go. Okay. So this one uses the Florals in Bloom designer paper, and I used Sweet Blooms and Pretty Florals bundles for it. And I always finish off the inside, and I always do a matching envelope. There's nothing better than getting a complete card. And when I send my cards off, and I do a thank you card for every single order that I get. And when I send my cards off, I use a Post-it note. That inside, and sometimes I even put them in one of our plastic envelopes to save the envelope. And the person that receives it can then take the Post-it note off and use it to send to somebody else. This one also uses the, what was that called? Florals in Bloom. Oh, this one has the new shades of green hexagons on it. These are awesome. Has anybody tried them? They're part of the Turtley Cute Suite. So those are on sale on the BOGO sale starting the 3rd of June. This one also has the shades of green sequin or hexagons and uses basically the same thing as this one, only I've changed the inside designer paper. And this is also designer paper. On this one, I use Kintsugi. Oh my God, Kintsugi. Who else is obsessed with this suite? Yep, it's on sale. Now, I know your team leaders are going to tell you all about the sale and what it means and how to get stuff, but I just wanted to point out a couple of things. It is the suites and their components, not just the suites. So yes, you want your customers to order the suite and get another suite at 50% off, but you don't have to. You can order embellishments from one and paper from another. And the lowest price one is the one you'll get at 50% off. So I did a quick little, I'm using Gallery Blooms today. So if you buy the bundle, the Gallery Blooms bundle is $72.75. It is part of a suite. So you buy the dies, and order the stamp set separately, not as a bundle, separately. You would get the dies for $55. You'd pay $13 for the $26 stamp set for a total of $68, saving you $4.75. Now you're probably thinking, oh, that's not a lot. Yes, it is. That's like a dozen of eggs or a loaf of bread. So when you are ordering during the Sweet BOGO sale for yourself or your customers, make sure you maximize and get the lowest price you can. So this one, I have Mung on the end. Can you see the Mung right there? Yeah, my ink pad was open. Note to self, don't leave your ink pad open. I used the Kintsugi designer paper in behind, and this is gold foil. And then I just embellished with the Kintsugi, and I finished off the inside and the envelope to that one as well. Now today I am going to be using the Gallery Blooms bundle. This is part of a suite. So these are on sale. And my sentiment, I'm going to use the Happy Birthday from Simply Said. This is one of the most versatile stamp sets I have in my active drawer at the moment. And the Gallery Blooms also comes with this amazing die that creates frames. I love it. Okay, I'm trying to stay organized here. And I'm going to try something different. I want to emboss the top and the bottom with the exposed brick embossing folder. So we're going to give that a try. This card is going to be done on the fly because I haven't done this one before. I'm going to finish off with the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems. Okay. Let me get my recipe here so I can tell you what the size is, because I didn't have a chance to write the recipe out in the recipe post. So you need a card base that is 4¼ by 9. Now, the width of your fault in the center is all determined by how much you cut off at the bottom. So if you want a wider one, cut this instead of at 9, cut it at 8.5 or 8 or something, and that will split this out a bit more. Then you would have to adjust the size of your designer paper in the background. If you want it less, then cut this at longer. So like 9.5 or 9¾ or something, and that'll squish it up in the middle. Okay, so that is, I did mine 4¼ by 9, and it scored at 5.5. Then I have a piece of basic white 5¼ by 4 for the inside. I had a piece of basic white that, I missed prepping myself a piece. This one is 2¾ by 4.5. And that's what I stamped and die cut the flower out of. Then I have a piece of, there's the word gone. What's it? Marbled Elegance designer paper. That is 4¼ by 4. And I have a piece of two-tone black because I want the white. I want to get the white core out of this one. And this one is 2 by 3. Now, what I didn't get is a piece of basic white that is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Because when I do this, I like to finish this back off. So I just put another layer on there. So I didn't do it. So we're not going to have it for this card, but I have samples to share. All right. So first thing I want to do is emboss the front of this card. And I'm going to use the exposed brick to do that. And I'm going to line up my fold with the bottom of the embossing. So it only embosses the front, not the whole card. Like that. And then I'm going to run that through my machine. Just take me a second here to flip it over. Oh, thanks, Diane. Yes, Diane confirmed the name of that designer paper. I don't know why that one is so difficult. And all the new papers with the word bloom and floral and all of that in them, yeah, they're very confusing to my poor brain. Okay, running this through my machine. Love hearing that satisfied clunk when it's done. All right, I don't think I need to die cut anything, but my machine is there if I need it. So there we go. We have our exposed brick. Put that in my done pile. Now I'm going to grab my two-tone black and decide if I want the dark side or the light side. No, I want the dark side. So you put whatever side you want to see. It is a fun fold, Barb. So I'm lining these two up together like this. Now, if you want, you could put a little bit of temporary adhesive on there, but you don't really need it. And we're going to rip the two of them together. Now, when you rip towards yourself, this piece will have the white core showing. And you can do it this way, you can do it this way, you can do it straight across, whatever makes your heart happy. And I'm just tearing, well, you can't see that. Get it in line with my camera here. It's a little tough because I am using thick basic white cardstock, and you can use the regular if you want, because if you put this layer on behind and another one inside, you'll be good to go with the regular basic white. Oh, look at this. So only one of these is going to have the white core showing. The other one will not, because you need to have it coordinating. So if you decided to flip it over like this, it won't work because, well, it probably would, but you'll have a different kind of a fault line. Let's see, let's slip this designer paper in behind. Hello, Carla. You could do it that way. It would be a different kind of a fault line, but I'm okay with this like that. Okay, so now we're going to attach. We are going to attach this to that and that to that. And I'm going to grab my Tombow. And I'm going to put right along the edge here. Oh, wait, that's too close. Hang on. Good, there's not much sticky on there. I got it in time. Got to go up a little bit because I'm going to show some of that. I could probably put it on here. Yeah, that would have been a smart thing to do. And then up here. Put my lid back on. All right, now I'm going to take my fault line in the front of my card and I'm going to line it up where I want it. And just press down. And we're going to do the same thing to this one, only I'm going to be smart. As you know, learning happens every day of your life. Nope, I'm going to put it on here. So this is the back side, and it's going to coordinate with this side of the designer paper. Now, if you wanted, you could probably use another piece and hang on, I can't talk and think at the same time, apparently, today. You could use another piece and re-tear it if you wanted to see that exposed part on there. Okay, so now I have a little bit of this two-tone cardstock showing. I'm just going to give that a little bit of a trim. That. Now I have glue all over my fingers. And the same thing on this one. Uh-huh. It's a very minute amount, but When you're OCD like me, that minute amount is very important. All right, so now you're going to put this and do an audition, as Desiree says. You're going to audition your card. So there's the fault line. We're going to slip this. Now this is 4 1/4 by 4. So make sure your 4 1/4 is going sideways so it goes right across your whole card base. Oh, look how pretty that's going to be. I love that. Now, if I put it down as far as I can, I might get a little bit more gold in there. No, I like it with the, okay. Now, I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal, maybe. I'm going to put adhesive on here. Now, you could go in with your glue and do along the fault line. But before I do that, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to just pull it up a bit. And I should have done the white before I put it on here, but I can't now. And I'm going to do the same thing to this one. It just rolls the edge a bit and gives it a little bit of more texture in there. Okay. This is not cut properly. There we go. All right. Now, this is going to lay in here like that. So you want to make sure that this edge is covering your designer paper so that it sits in there properly. I'm just lining up my edge before I close the top on here. There we go. And now we're going to put the bottom on. Oh, that's so pretty. And I'm just going to run adhesive along the top like that. And then I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to put a line of glue along here. You want to make sure that you don't go up too far here because that's going to be like this corner up there. So who's going to give this a try? Don't forget we have our challenges. Well, we all have our challenges. But we have our super team challenge. Each one of us, Shauna, who did the wonderful job on our graphics this time, is posting our challenge our challenge posts right after our live demonstration. So make the card, enter it in that post. It has to be in the challenge post or it's not going to count because we're not going to go back over hundreds of comments to find your card. And you have until noon next Sunday, which is June the 8th at noon. And I'll show you what I'm giving away at the end. Okay, so we have that. Now I've already pre-cut somewhere. There it is. I've already pre-cut my flower and it's going to go on there. Oh, that's going to look so pretty. Oh, so pretty. I grabbed Melon Mambo and Lemon Lime Twist for the colors. So I'm going to do the flower. I might switch to Old Olive. I'm not quite sure. And these are peonies as far as I know, which are in full bloom right now where I live on Vancouver Island. And I like leaving little bits of white when I color my flowers. So I'm just going to go in, do the flicking motion, and then go back in and get some more base on there so I can do some blending as well. But by flicking, you don't get enough color on there to blend. Let's see what the back looks like. When you're blending, your back should look like that. That means you're saturating the cardstock and it will blend much nicer. And if you get enough on, you don't have to go back and do the second layer of color. Talking and coloring is difficult for me some days. Apparently, I'm having one of those days. Okay, a little bit there. I'm going to take my dark Melon Mambo. Just add a little bit of color right up against those edges, like this, especially where the shadows would be. And I'm very lightly going over it so that I don't invade too much of those leaves, petals. A little bit there. And then I'm just going to go over top of the whole center. Okay. I did not get enough color in there, so I'm just going to go back over top with my light Stampin' Blends and just blend in the edges of that color like that. And where I have too much white, I'm just going to fill in little bits. And up there a little bit, I think. Okay, moving on to the next one. Do the same thing. Now, Stampin' Blends, you can use light to dark or dark to light. Either way works. It's whatever works better for you and your crafting method. I like starting from light and going dark because that's the way I was taught years and years and years. I've been using alcohol markers for probably, I don't know, 15, long before Stampin' Up! Had them. You know, I used the other ones that start with a C. And this is how I was taught, light to dark. Because if you do it right, you don't have to go back over, but yeah, things are not, they're not working out today. So I'm just going back over with the light again and add a little bit in there. And if you're commenting, I'm sorry, I can't color and watch the comments. Oh, you're very welcome, everybody. Peonies. Oh, man, peonies. I wish I had a spot to grow them. My yard is surrounded in big leaf, large leaf maples, they're called. They're huge. The leaves can be the size of a dinner plate. And alder trees and fir trees. So I get very little sun in my yard. I'm using dark. Anybody else notice that? So this one's going to be a little bit different. Cool. Just go with the flow. So I don't have anywhere to grow peonies. I do have some planters that I do a few veggies like tomatoes and cucumbers and zucchini, you know, the usual suspects. Okay, it's going to go over the edge of this dark one. It's going to be a lot darker than the other ones. And that's good. You don't need to have them all the same. We'll just go over top of the center. Now you don't have to leave this white on here. I like to leave the white just because it makes my heart happy. But you do whatever makes your heart happy. Shauna, your trees are amazing. We can't grow them like that. Musja, I bet you don't. Yeah, Shauna's been to my house. She saw my gully. We have a gully full of trees. They're gorgeous. So in the winter, there's no leaves, so we get full light in the winter. And then in the spring and the summer, we have lots of shade because our valley can get up to 40 and 42 degrees in the summer. So we're thankful for our trees. And then in the winter or in the fall, we get gorgeous fall colors out there. But it provides a lot of shade in my yard, and I cannot grow stuff in my yard. Just does not work. So that was the light, and I do like it with this Granny Apple. You know, if you do a light colored Stampin' Blends and you don't like it, you can always go back over top with a darker color. And I am coloring the full leaf, not just not leaving any white areas in there. And you can tell I'm putting a lot more color on these ones. So when I added the dark to the leaf veins, I didn't have to blend it in because it blended itself in. There we go. Just run right down the center of those leaves. There we go. And we are done. Oh. So the peonies are in all sorts of stages across Canada. There we go. Now I'm going to pop this up. Using dimensionals. And I'm going to pop up the top and the bottom. I'm not going to pop up the center because then you'll end up with a dish in your image. But I put it on here upside down so I know how far down to do. Now I'll have to, how far down to put my dimensionals. Just grab a strip or stuck to my thumb. And I cut it a little bit too wide, so I have to cut another one. If I was using my pokey tool, that would have been a smart thing to do. Okay, now before I take the liners off, I'm just going to go here and play with that. Yep, perfect. Okay, take my liners off. And I keep a little tiny garbage can on my desk all the time to put my dimensional pieces on because, man alive, those things go everywhere. I found them in my fridge one day. Okay, put this on, popped up like that. Oh, I'm going to get some Wink Stella. I can grow fuchsia and begonia. I do, Pat. I grow begonias and petunias, but I only have so much space. So when we renovated the front of our house, I made hubby put me in a nice long wooden porch thing on the front. So I have my pots. I grow in pots. There we go. So when I do Wink Stella, I don't do all over. I just do flicks because with Wink Stella, my personal preference is less is more. There we go. Oh, so pretty, people. But when you open it, you see you have this mess back here. And if you don't get your adhesive in the right place, there's adhesive as well. So I'm just going to cut this down. Where do I have it? Nope, that's not where I did that. I'm just going to cut this piece down to 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 because I want to cover up that mess on the inside. When I went and applied for a job at a craft store in Powell River when we lived there, yes, can you imagine working in a craft store? It was amazing. Anyways, back to the story. She asked me to bring in a bunch of my finished projects to see what I did, but it wasn't really to see what I did. It was more to see how I finished. So she looked at the front, but she didn't take a long time to look at the front. And she was more interested in the back and how I finished things off. Then I proceeded to work in a craft store for like 4 years, which was fun because I had to make samples up for the store. So I got to go out. What? Oh, people. I screwed that one up. We're going to cut another one because it should have been 5 3/8, not 5 1/8. Should have been 5 3/8 by 4. Oh, and that's not wide enough. Oh, well. 4 1/8. Hang on. I just had to grab some more cardstock. Good thing my house or my craft room is tiny. So 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 for the inside, and then 5 1/4 by 4. I don't need those pieces. Okay, I think I've got it now. It's early in the morning. How am I time doing? Oh, got lots of time. We're just about done. So now I'm going to put this on here just to finish it off. Like that. And then I'm going to take my inside and my Memento ink. I like growing hostas too. They do really well here in my yard, but the deer like them too. So the only hostas I have are the ones on pots on my deck, because otherwise our lovely deer eat them. And that's fine. They're allowed to, because they were here before me. And I just realized I don't have a piece for the sentiment either. Man, I was really not prepared at all. Oh well, got lots of those too. So I take my basic white cardstock to our local printer, and they cut it down to 5 1/4 by 4, and they cut the thick stuff in half. Don't look at the monk. And then you have all of these leftover pieces, and they save them for me and give them back to me. So I have lots of sentiment pieces. I think I cut this one down to 3/8 or 3/4, but this is a half. And we're just going to go with whatever size this is. It's a bit big, and I would prefer it to be smaller, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so this is going to fit right there, and I like to angle the one end. Do you know how to get both ends angled the same way if you want to do that? So cut off one end, and then just take the piece you cut off, slide it down to the other end, and it's far enough away from my H, and then you just cut that. And now your angles are the same on each end. You never know what you're going to learn when you come to visit me in my craft room. And I think I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to grab some dimensionals. It's like having free cardstock, isn't it, Shauna? Right there. We'll put this one inside, and then we got the bling, and then I'll show you what bling I'm giving away. So you have until noon on Sunday, June the 8th to enter our challenges. Everybody's challenges will end at noon local time. Okay, bling, where are you? I love these. I've used so many of them. There's not many left. There. And oh, I'm going to be using a lot of them. So I want to put some up there too. Here we go. Oh, there we are. As they say in Quebec, tout fini. Where's my envelope? It's hiding. There we go. So there's my kintsugi one. There's the one we did today. And here's a couple that I did previously using the Florals in Bloom designer paper. So I hope you give this technique a try. It's really fun, and I'd love to see. I can't wait to see what you guys have come up with. Okay, I'll show you my bling. So you have until Sunday, June the 8th at noon, and I will be giving away the holographic resin dots. And these are amazing because you put them on green, it picks the greens up. You put them on pink, it picks the pinks up. You can use them with blue, all sorts of amazing stuff. So thank you everybody for joining me. I am done. Yay! It was so fun to play with you this morning. I hope you are enjoying our super team event. The next one will probably happen September-ish, early October for the next mini catalog. We do them 3 times a year, one with every catalog. And thank you to Desiree who went before me. And that's such a fun fold. And Diane had a fun fold. And Tamara did amazing job. And up next is Shauna. And I can't wait to see what she has. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you soon in my craft room. Oops, there we go. Stamp a smile.